Hi. I'm going to do something which most people don't do, I imagine. And I'm going to tell you, well, I was curious about how much it actually costs to produce a knife. So this is how much it cost me to make a knife. A number of you have asked why the prices are the way they are. And here we go. Okay, so let's start off with like a 3-inch paring knife. And I'll do that, and then I'll do, say, an 8-inch chef knife. So the obvious things are the metal, the scales, maybe the pins and the finish. But there's a lot more to it, which surprised me when you add it all up. So the metal, if it's O1, it's $7. If it's CPM 3V, it's $15. And that's not including the shipping from the East Coast. So we have $7 for that. The scales, stabilizing, I do that. So it's only $6 for that, for the chemicals for that. The pins, I use nickel silver, so break that down into a couple knives. That'll be $1. Abrasives, about $9. You have a belt and a number of sheets that you go through. Adhesives such as the epoxy and the CA is $4. The finish and all of the other liquids, alcohol, acetone, Windex, tongue oil, things like that. Let's just throw $1 in there for that, okay? But that has to be spread out across a lot of knives. When I give everyone a knife, I put a little cover on it, so that's about $2 for that. And then the one you don't see is the heat treat. If I can get about 20 blades together to send over to heat treat or more, I can get it down to $10, $12 per knife for heat treat. So here we go. For a 3-inch paring knife, surprisingly, it cost me $42. If it's a CPM 3V, it cost me $56. That is not including things like clamps. A clamp isn't expensive, but when you have 36 of them, it adds up. A number of different kinds of clamps. The grinder, the drill press, the hand grinders, all of the other things that if you break it down to, say, 200 knives a piece, the grinder itself would be $10 just for that. But that's not even included. So for a 3-inch paring, it cost me $42, and then it takes, depending on what style it is, any place from 6 to 8 hours to do. If we jump up to an 8-inch chef's knife, the metal's about $12. The scales, again, everything's about the same. The abrasive goes up to $18 because there's a lot more surface. It's all about the same. That comes out to $56. And that's at least 8 hours. So we have $56 and 8 hours worth of work. Yeah. And if it's CPM 3V, the metal is about 3 or 4 times what O1 is. It's $91 just in materials. And then the time goes up a lot because it's so much harder to grind and take care of the polishing and everything. So that's just a little note on, and all of the others, the 6-inch, the 5-inch 3s, they all come in between those numbers. But a number of people have expressed surprise on the cost of a knife. And this is the cost of a knife. So I'm right out there, how do you say, full disclosure? So that's how much it cost me. Other knife makers, it could cost them totally different if they're hard production. they can get the costs down. If they, oh, we're not talking about electricity and shop and all of that stuff. There's just an amazing number of little things that, you know, just add up all the time. I have a stack of receipts there that I've been very afraid of looking at, because I think that's going to be another shock to me about how much I actually spent on putting this together. But it's all worth it. I'm having a great time doing it, and hopefully putting out a wonderful product that you'll enjoy. So my prices, I believe, are incredibly realistic and low, and as I get more and more experience and the knives get better and better, hopefully, obviously the price will go up a bit. But right now we're happy where they are. Hopefully you are too. It's kind of a bargain now. And those are the costs behind it. So just to, oops, I didn't include leather. If there's something that has leather in it. But this little knife cost me $54 in materials. Whoa. And that's, oh, I forgot the etching. That's another $400 just to do that. So you could add $1 a blade or $2 a blade for that, but that's for me. And then the sharpening also, I happen to have all of the stones to do that with. So it was a little surprising to try to break this down and think of everything that went into it, but that's it. So there you go. So I really hope you enjoyed the knives, and that's it for this little one. So stay happy and enjoy it. Bye.